It's really, really
Yes.
embarrassing. All right, sorry. So let's continue, shall we? So I'm not gonna ask you to repeat the question since you've already say your answer again since you've already said it.
Mhm.
So okay, so back to that. So can you tell us what exactly is cancer immunotherapy? So immunotherapy itself, it's quite a complex word. Some
Mhm.
people may not even know what exactly this is. So can you like break it down for us and tell us how exactly it works?
So the word immunotherapy comes from two words, your immune and therapy. So basically, immunotherapy is a type of treatment that it doesn't attack directly on the cancer itself like other treatment does. Instead, it works by stimulating the body's or manipulate your body immune system, let your immune system to recognize the cancer cells and fight back. So, okay, think of your immune system in your body like a troop of army or security guard. It
Mm-hmm.
protects you from things like infectious disease, viruses, or even cancer. But sometimes cancer cells, they are very good at hiding. They are very tricky bad guys, so they can hide themselves from our immune system. And our immune system cannot see it. So that's where cancer immunotherapy comes in. It's a treatment that helps to wake up your immune system and show them where to find the cancer cells, or hey, this is the cancer cells, this is your enemy, you are supposed to kill. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, to make your immune cells work to target your cancers, it's also like driving a car. So your immune system is like it's a balance. You need a balance for your immune system. You don't drive it for too fast, and you definitely don't slow down too much. So it's like driving a car. So cancer cells, they tend to keep pressing on the brake of your immune system. So at one part, you need to release that brake. And at the same time, you also need to step on the accelerator. Sometimes the brake is too much that your immune cells are there, your armies are there, but they just cannot get close to your the tumor, so they cannot execute the killing. So that's why there are different types of immunotherapies. At one side, we have therapies like the immune checkpoint inhibitors. So these are the inhibitors that remove the brakes from the immune, remove the brakes so that the brakes is released so that your immune cells can go and charge, like full force. And on the other side, you have things like a cancer vaccine, so which stimulate the patient's own immune system to target the cancer. So just like COVID vaccine that, like everyone, we
Mm-hmm.
get our COVID vaccine before.
Yep.
So you train your immune system to recognize, like, hey, this is the new virus that you're supposed to kill. So go and kill them. So yeah, however, to make sure that your cancer vaccine is working, you first need to know what are the markers or what are the special proteins that only appears in the cancer that can tell them apart and not to mistakenly attack the normal cells. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure how many of you are a fan of anime. I personally I like this anime so much, and because it explains a lot of things. You can go search on the YouTube. It's available on YouTube. It's called Cells at Work. It's a Japanese anime,
Oh,
and
it's the anime. Oh, I've seen it
yeah,
before, actually.
okay, the
Yeah.
Japanese anime. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure how many of you heard of this. I personally quite like that
It's actually
cartoon.
really cute, but do
It's
you think
cute.
is it accurate in how it depicts it?
Not too accurate, like but for a layman, for you to understand like how things work around in your body, how the immune cells
Oh,
attack,
okay.
I think it's quite educational. In fact, I watch it with my son, my 8-year-old
Oh,
son.
I see. That's very cute. You see, I think
Yeah,
someone
he
even
likes
watched it. Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. It's actually really great. Yeah. So, for those of you who are, anime lovers, or those of you who just wants to watch some animation to understand cells and how our body and our immune system works, you can go and check it out. It's actually
Yeah,
really cute. Yeah, I remember
yes,
I
cute.
watched it to a couple of. I'm surprised that you brought this up. Didn't
Yeah,
expect that.
I just
It's
recently
really
watched it with my son.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, okay, I love it. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, you can all check it out San Jiun, our scientist,
Yeah.
recommended it. So yeah, feel free to go check it out. Cells at Work. It's an anime. All right. So basically it's just like say because as you've mentioned, cancer cells are very sneaky. They just want to avoid from getting detected by our like white blood cells, right? Because they're the ones who are trained to find these bad guys and they're supposed to kill them. So they have like so you mentioned about markers. So these markers are like their identities, right? Because compared to a normal and healthy cell, only the cancer cell has this marker. So if we manage to train our immune system to find these markers, they will know it's cancer and they will go and kill it. Is that exactly how it works?
Yes, sometimes these proteins they tend to they tend to show up or present in some at some stage of your life, probably during your during the developmental period, but they are no
Uh-huh.
longer needed in the adult, so they should be shut down. But
Right.
somehow in the cancer cells, they are getting reactivated, and that makes the whole environment become very chaotic. That's one thing. And second thing, sometimes they, because of some mutations they gathered along the way due to aging or due to the environmental, like what you exposed to, there are some mutations being triggered, and this mutation caused the cells being like making this protein they are not supposed to make.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
see.
how we can tell that you know, by finding this marker, you can actually tell your immune system this is not normal. Yeah.
Awesome. Yep. So hopefully everyone has a general idea of what cancer immunotherapy is. So they're no longer afraid of saying, oh, cancer immunotherapy. You can say it proudly and you can tell your family and friends about what cancer immunotherapy is. All right. So Sanjun, a little bit more about you. So cancer is a very complex and complicated disease, and there are many types of research that goes into it. So I can definitely say for Cancer Research Malaysia, because we have a couple of departments, and yours is specifically for cancer immunotherapy. So why exactly did you decide to work on this particular field of research compared to other fields of research?
I think it's also because of an opportunity and a chance, because personally, I'm driven by to close the bridge, the gap between the medical research, especially in this part of the world. During my postgraduate studies, I come from a microbiology and infectious disease background. At that time, I was studying some pathogens that is not common in the Western country, but is very prevalent, quite common in Southeast Asia. And unfortunately, not many drugs or not many antibiotics are developed to target the pathogen. So, so we kind of know that many of these therapies or even trials, they are based on what happened or they tailored more for the Western population and some of the well-resourced countries, and not so always applicable to the settings we have here. So same goes to the cancer research. Yeah, I see some similarities between this and it's quite meaningful to see the science that you do can benefit local communities. That's why I seized the opportunity to work in this area. Yeah.
I see, I see. Yeah, you're definitely right on that because there's not a lot of cancer research that goes into Asians and even us Malaysians in specific. So that's actually precisely the reason why Cancer Research Malaysia it's here because we also want to focus on the populations which are ignored or neglected by the West. Because because when we think of scientific research and all of that, we usually think of like places like Europe or America, right? But
Yeah.
over here in Asia, there's barely anything. And what's even worse is that I think Asians make up about half of the world's cancer cases. We Asia is the largest continent after all. So we make up 50% of the world's cancer cases, and yet we are still left out. And of course, I think you can agree that our genes and our DNA, they are what sets us apart from the
Yeah.
Guaylo, the Caucasians. So yeah, definitely that yes, genes do set us apart. So there are like
Yes.
different treatments that suit us
Mm-hmm.
better, and there are some treatments that suit them better.
Mm-hmm.
So I think yeah, that's precisely the reason why we should also further delve into cancer research that focuses on us Asians, because we
Yeah.
matter too,
Yes,
right?
yes,
All
exactly.
right, perfect. So this one, back to cancer immunotherapy. So
Mhm.
what sort of unique contributions do you and your team bring to the field of cancer research? So what exactly sets cancer immunotherapy apart compared to the others?
I think cancer research is a huge field because the cancer itself is a very complicated disease. Basically, we focus on the immune side of the disease,
Okay.
the how the immune cells or how the immune cells being regulated in the cancer. But I think they because this topic is very wide and it is very complex. So actually each team in the Cancer Research Malaysia, although they have their own niche area, but sometimes we tend to bring different things to the field and complement each other. So we probably can feedback from the like from the views of the immunology. We can help set up some experiment on the to look at the immunology side. But at the same time, we also need help from other team within the Cancer Research Malaysia to help us understand. For example, we do need collaboration or help with our colleagues from the bioinformatics team or from the clinical trials unit team um, in order for us to understand the immunology better.
So essentially, you're all, despite doing different things, different fields in research, you're all actually like
Mhm.
one big family that's helping one another. I
Yes,
think that's the idea I'm getting.
yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so exactly how do you think that your research can change the way that cancer is treated? Because right now, if I were to ask the audience, can you think of what sort of treatments are for cancer? So they'll usually reply with chemotherapy, and they reply with radiotherapy. But I don't think anyone will ever mention about immunotherapy. So
Mhm.
what do you personally think, San Jiun?
I think the immunotherapy is becoming a trend, and they are more. In fact, they are more and more immunotherapy drugs or immunotherapies or immune cell based therapy being like being uh, available for the patients to assess. But still, I think the cost is still relatively high. So immune system is an incredible, powerful tool, and um, I think our how to put it? I
It's
think we yes, Amanda.
no, no, I said just say you can go ahead. Just take your time to think, it's all right.
Okay, I think it is going to change how the cancer is going to be
Yeah, it's
treated.
going to
And our aim here in the cancer immunology and immunotherapy team is to try to make it more and more common. So we hope that by doing our work in the lab, we hope to make to have more new treatments being discovered, and hopefully the immunotherapy can become more affordable, more effective, especially currently there are a lot of patients who are underserved. One of
see.
the things that we are trying to do is by using cancer vaccine. So imagine that if let's say a cancer vaccine, it can be given like a COVID vaccine. You walk into the clinic,
Mhm.
like you walk into the like COVID vaccination center and get the jab and go home while waiting for your treatment in between. So it is more accessible to the patient as well. And we think that like this kind of immunotherapy, and it can also has some effect on the long-term effect for the patient as well. So another thing is here in Cancer Research Malaysia, we are trying to look for more sustainable ways to ensure more patients can access to the treatment. So one of the things is we are trying to bring a lot of trials into Malaysia, trials that it has been ongoing in overseas. We're trying to bring them in Malaysia for local patients, and we also because we want to make it affordable to the
Yes.
lower resource setting. So we also look at things like how we can change the regime to make it easier for patient to go get the treatment and go home. Or we try to see that whether or not you give the patient full dose, or you play around with the dose with slightly lower dose. We have a trial on that. See whether it will be still giving the same protection with combination with other therapies. So it actually can reduce the cost of some of the patient, making it more accessible for the local patients. Yeah, at the end of the day, we hope we can give more choice for the patient, so that treating cancer can maybe one day like how you treat the chronic diseases, like how you treat diabetes or high blood pressure. So when the patient have cancer, they are not going to live in the fear for the rest of their life. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a wonderful
Mhm.
answer there, Sanjin, and I completely agree with you. I mean, right now there is still so much that scientists and researchers are learning about cancer today, but I
Yes.
think that we have all actually made very big progress as compared to like research from maybe a couple of decades before. So hopefully, as you've said, hopefully we can actually bring immunotherapy into the mainstream, into healthcare. And of course, most importantly, we want to make it accessible for everyone, for all Malaysians, regardless of your background. Because what's the point of coming up with this when it's not accessible to anyone in the first place? That's sort of like, it just feels a bit disparaging. It's just unfair. So, are there actually any challenges or any difficulties that you face when you conduct research?
There are definitely
Yes.
challenges, and it's like
I can guess
daily
what it
challenges.
is, but I'll just let you say it.
Yes, scientifically speaking, because cancer, we always say cancer is not only just one disease. The same cancer that happens in the same organ, same site, it might behave differently. And because each individual, our immune system reacts differently. So, response to the treatment or, yeah, everything will behave differently. So how we translate what we see in the lab into the real treatment world is definitely not easy. Sometimes we crack our head looking at our data, try to figure out what's going wrong in the lab or what's happening. We try to think of a reason what happened. And from the discovery and collecting data to, in the end, there is a new treatment out there. The process is taking years and decades and involves so many people, money, and steps. It's a long road, I would say. And you really need a lot of support. And that's the challenge. And especially research in our region is always underfunded, and we don't always have the same level of resources or infrastructure, machine, or even manpower to work on the projects, not compared to some other very rich labs. Sometimes we scientists have to juggle between our lab work, collecting data, like feed the cells, writing reports, and to some of the things like taking care of purchases, cleaning up the machine, things like that.
Nice.
So we do tackle these challenges by, we work with other collaborators to help solve the problems that we might face. and at the same time doing good research and building up reputation so that people will is willing to work with you. And at the same time, we can use that reputation or collaboration to apply for more, looking at more research grant or funding, get more donors. Training more young scientists. We definitely need support to overcome
Yeah,
these challenges.
definitely.
So for clinician out there, you can be our potential collaborator. And for
Yeah.
the public out there, you can help us by create awareness,
Yeah.
volunteer or fundraise, donate to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, what I personally think that in the field of research, one of the most difficult things to handle is actually the funding. It's always money
Mm-mm.
because
Mm.
doing all of these research is not just like a couple hundred ringgit, just like a
Yeah.
couple thousand ringgits. It can go up to millions. So a lot of
Yes.
people don't actually realize how expensive research can cost, and as well as how much of time, this
Mm.
actually, you have to spend a lot of money and time into research, and those things are actually quite how do you say it? Like, it's not easy to get fundings because
Mm.
you have to apply for grants, right? The scientists have to apply for
Yes.
grants and then pray and hope that you actually get approved for it. That's one of the things that I usually hear in the
Yes.
office. And of course, time. Time.
Mm.
Yeah, because we don't know exactly how it will turn out. I mean, that's how science has always been. It's all about experimenting, it's all about testing and researching, and you have to work with the outcome, whether or not
Mm.
it meets your expectations or whether or not it doesn't meet your expectations. So that's how I
Mm.
personally feel it is. All right.
Yeah,
So
it is. It is.
Sanjim, so what do you think the future holds for cancer immunotherapy? So how exactly is the situation right now, and what do you expect it to be like in the future?
I think the future is kind of bright. There
Mm-hmm.
are more and more immunotherapies, or at least they will be more and more in the pipeline and will be
Okay.
out for testing. Definitely, because we do see a lot of trials, things like that, and a lot of drugs being made. And I think it is getting brighter, and I hope not just one type of drug, we can widen the to accommodate more targets. And in the end, like I said earlier, patients, they might not respond to single treatment, or they might not respond to one drug. But if there is more choice, more targets, and more methods, then it will definitely help. So I think we all learn a lot, especially during the COVID, the pandemic time, and how the vaccine being made and deployed. I think building on with this momentum, the future will be brighter. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's good to know that there is a positive outlook for cancer immunotherapy. So wishing you and your team all the best for that, actually, Sanju.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so my last question for you today is it's a bit personal. So I want
Okay.
to know, what would you say is your proudest career achievement?
Okay. It's hard to pick one.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness, you won a lot then. So
not a
let's
lot.
go. Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard to pick. It's
It's
hard
hard
to
to pick
pick.
one because you're proud of
Yes.
all of them.
Yeah, probably it's not.
Just pick one.
uh, I
Of
mean,
course,
I
something
think one of the
related to cancer immunotherapy, of course.
I think one of the most significant memory that I
Okay.
have while
Okay.
I'm working here in Cancer Research Malaysia, probably because probably is being part of the cancer research project that which is the current project that I'm work on, from the discovery of two cancer proteins in, I think, during uh, more than 10 years ago.
Mm.
Then move on to start this cancer vaccine project. and slowly expand to like the immunology of the understanding the immunology of the cancer patients, and try to expand the usage of the cancer vaccine that we have in see what other cancer patients that we can benefit. So I was involved in this vaccine project from quite early stage, from we call it the first generation of vaccine, until now, from the things that we discover and we see in the lab until now. And we do have some good preclinical data on how it works. I think the journey is very precious. I would say precious instead of proud. It's a very
Okay.
rare, yeah, I think it's very rare in science, especially somebody who is not old. I mean, yeah.
Someone who's not, oh, okay.
I mean, who has been in like working in cancer research for maybe like less than 20 years. Okay, you from the beginning to see that whole journey. I think it's very rare in science, and
Okay.
is incredibly exciting, rewarding, and I feel I sometimes I find it scared, yeah, but also nervous. Yeah,
I
and along the way, yeah, I guess we are proud. The team is proud that we have built so much research capacity in Malaysia, from training staff, training students, and um, yeah. So at the end of the day, like what motivates us is hopefully one day a patient somewhere out there could benefit from something we work on or we discovered in the lab. It might not, yeah, I mean, I might not see that in my time of life, but yeah, it's something that we can do for the next generation.
Yeah, that's amazing. Very hopeful. And yeah, it's actually great that you actually feel this way towards your most precious memory. Okay, not proudest, but precious. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that. Yeah. So that's essentially all of the questions on my side. But now we can move on to the questions that we got from our audience today. So if you all have any questions about immunotherapy or maybe something about Cancer Research Malaysia, so feel free to drop in your answers right now. So I'm gonna go through them one by one. I think San Jiun, you can see it as well, right, in the chat
yep.
box. Okay, so Danny Low, is immunoassay a type of immunotherapy? I haven't
No,
heard of that before, so it's for you.
yeah. I think yeah, probably I said it earlier. Immunoassays is, I think, is some of the experiment we do in the lab to look at the immune response, or to look
Okay.
at the, yeah, it's more like a test in the lab when we investigate, or when we, yeah, kind of like an
Yeah.
experiment that we do. Yeah.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Danny. And we're moving to the next one by Kevin Kumar.
Yeah.
Isn't one of the biggest challenges for patients to consider immunotherapy is that only a very small subset of patients are MSIH and therefore not effective?
Yeah, I think currently the immunotherapy out there, which is available, especially on the checkpoint inhibitors, they are still quite a large number of patients that is not responsive to the immunotherapy. But for those who is responsive, they are good. But like for more than half that is not responsive, yeah, it is still a challenge to make them responsive. So like I said earlier, there are two sides of the immunotherapy. One is you releasing the brake, and another side is you have to step on the accelerator. So if you have released the brake, but somehow they are immune cells that is, they are exhausted, they are weak, and they kind of need some booster. And that's what we think that, like releasing the brake might not just be the only answer. Then at the same time, you need to accelerate it, and hopefully, like giving booster with cancer vaccine or something to stimulate the training the immune cells can be the answer.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Kevin Kumar. Now we move on to the next one by Alicia. What is the success rate of immunotherapy as of today?
Oh, like I say earlier, for those that has a good response, they have good
Yeah.
response and they have long, durable response.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because one thing special and powerful about your immune cells is your immune cells has the memory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, for those responding to the immunotherapy, they are good. But yeah, again, we still need to tackle the other large part that is not responsive. Yeah.
Yes.
So now I would say like for the current immunotherapy available in the market, 30%-ish. Yeah.
Okay, 30%-ish. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Alicia. Now we move on to Chan Fok Yok's question over here. So besides the price, how about the side effects? Any complications? And how effective are they?
So the immune system is basically like you are playing how do you call that?
Something, something, I don't know. What is this?
Okay, you need to balance between the good. It's a double-edged sword.
Okay,
Your
okay,
immune system is the double-edged sword.
okay.
So you need to balance that, and how to balance that is always the question. So in the patients, basically in patients, immune system is really dysregulated, and in most patients they are having very suppressed immune system. That's how the cancer cells can escape from the immune cell surveillance. Yeah, this is what's happening in the immune system of the cancer patient. On the other side, when somebody has overreactive immune cells, you will always get things like autoimmune disease, your allergic reactions, things like that. So how to balance that? There will be side effect. I am sure, because once you have to play around. So I think that's also something that the clinician is trying to find a way, or with the to play around with the dosing. Yeah, the patient might get some allergic reaction. Yeah, true, there will be.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Chan. Now we move on to Doreen's question. So, how do we go about seeking this treatment? Is it through the doctor or is it through a referral?
I think easiest way is always asking for a doctor. If you
Okay.
are asking about uh, I believe price is still one of the reason. It is only provided in certain like treatment center. So
Mm-hmm.
the easiest thing is go check with the doctor. And
Mm-hmm.
another thing is you can also, if you are talking about how to get onto the trials, yeah, it's either you can go through you can check that through the doctor, is there any trial available to enroll and try on the drug, or to check whether the patient is eligible to enroll in the trial or not. Or you can go to a, a registry. It's called the NMRR registry. It's a Malaysian government under the Ministry of Health registry, and you can check through is there any trial that is yeah, similar to you, yeah, to the condition. Yeah.
Okay. So, yep. So hopefully that answers your question.
Mm.
So we have two questions from May Y May. And can immunotherapy treatment stand alone for cancer treatment, or do you have to complement it with chemotherapy? And also, what are the types of cancer vaccines available now?
I think cancer immunotherapy, if you are saying the checkpoint inhibitor, which is available now, I think it is still not a standalone for cancer treatment. It will
Okay.
be always complement with something else, and depends on the what the cancer type and what is that something else, which is probably the original treatment plus yeah, in addition to the immunotherapy. Yeah, I think that's the thing, that's the setting. So
Okay.
if you are asking what are the cancer vaccine right now, I think there isn't so far there is no cancer vaccine
Yet, not yet.
yeah, for treating active cancer.
Okay.
But like things like we have HPV vaccinations and things like the hepatitis B vaccine that
Mhm.
actually shown to reduce the risk of having cancer. Yeah. So
Oh,
currently those vaccine are the preventative vaccine to
I
prevent.
see, I
Yeah.
see. So no official cancer vaccine yet. Otherwise, I think everybody
Yeah.
will start to go and get it, right? If they're so worried about cancer. Yeah.
Mhm.
So not yet, but
Yeah.
I know for certain that Cancer Research Malaysia is also currently working
Mhm.
on a cancer vaccine. It's still in development, so
Yep.
it's not out for public use yet. And hopefully, our scientists will be able to get it dished out maybe in the far future. I wouldn't say the near future, the far future, if that's what you
Mhm.
said. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, May. And so there's one from AY. What kind of tests can be done to find out about my current immune system or immune status or condition in order to find out about suitable immunotherapy treatment? What kind of test? So I think
Like
I think they're asking about eligibility because they want to know
yeah.
about our immune system and then whether or not they can go for immunotherapy. I think that's what they meant. Yeah.
I think though if you're talking about the checkpoint, currently it's still I think it's still the doctor will based on the PDL1 test of the patient and advise whether or not the patient can go for the checkpoint inhibitor. But if you are talking about other treatment or other trials, that also you have to check with the trials, what are the eligible criteria, because different immunotherapy trials, they might have different criteria. So that one you have to refer to the, yeah.
I see. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, AY. Sorry, no, Yin Mi Go. So that one's for, okay. So Yin Mi Go says that can someone continue immunotherapy? The drug is okay. I'm not a scientist enough to pronounce this, San Jiun, so I don't want to butcher it. You can clearly see
Okay.
it. There. Can someone continue immunotherapy after 18 doses as a maintenance therapy?
I think this one is best to check with the doctor or the oncologist, because I think they need to assess the patient's condition.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
before, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, Yinmigo, so you might as well just ask your doctor if you're seeing one to know more about this. All right. So, okay, we have one last question from Kevin Kumar again. So, how can I, as someone from the corporate world, provide endowment funding for Cancer Research Malaysia in a sustainable manner?
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, a lot. Really, thank you so much for your support. So,
uh, I think Amanda probably can
yeah.
answer. Yeah.
So I think in terms of funding, you also mean it in a way is into donate.
Mhm.
So if you are interested in supporting our cause at Cancer Research Malaysia, you would like to support us whether or not you are a corporate or whether or not you are an individual. So yes, you are free to donate to us. All you have to do is just get to our website and you'll be able to find some donation links right over there. So that's one way you can support us for the funding. And yes, 100% of the donations, it will go into, our scientists' research. They're gonna need that money, and also, they need it for their research. They can go into the lab equipment. You can go into the machines and whatnot, whatnot. I'm not
Or
sure what
buy the food for the
exactly.
cells.
Yeah, you need to feed our scientists. Okay, that's a joke. So they're perfectly capable of sustaining themselves. Don't worry about it. But yes, so any donations that we receive, any support from kind donors or sponsors, it will all go into funding research because that's what we are passionate about and that's what we really want to aim for. So hopefully that answers your question, Kevin. So
is there any link that we can post it here so that they can find out more about the
hold on.
information?
Actually, I have a link over here. So our official website is actually cancerresearch.my. And okay, I'll just send you the direct link. I'm gonna share it in the chat right now to everyone. Everyone over here. So this is our official website. And if you do a bit of tinkering around, just look and explore, you know, you can read more about our work and our events, our stories, and how you can become a donor or you can become a partner. Everything is provided there just for you if you're interested in knowing more. Yes. So, okay, now I can see that there are no more questions from, oh, wait, there is one. Oh, there is one from the Q&A box. Okay, so from Aimee Lee. Can immunotherapy help in autoimmune diseases? That's for you, San Jiun.
I think that's a different, I think that's a different category, different side of
Oh, really? It's a
story.
it's a different one.
Yeah, it's a different one. Like I say, like I explained earlier, you need to balance that double-edged sword.
Oh, I see, I see, I see.
In cancer patient, what we're trying to do is we try very hard to boost the immune cells, boost the immune system. And I think in the autoimmune disease, is a different side of story where you need to suppress the immune cells. It's the opposite of the. So yeah, I think for those who is in autoimmune disease field, they probably have their own immunotherapy, which to regulate the flare up condition in the autoimmune disease to suppress
So,
I think you can say there is another side of the immunotherapy for the autoimmune disease field. Yeah.
I see. Okay, perfect. So hopefully that answers your question, Aimee Lee. So those are all the questions from our audience today. Now we go on to something which people love asking me about, which is the e-certificate. All right. So I am now going to share wait, hold on. I have actually prepared something. Wait, hold on, just give me a moment. Right. So for the e-certificate, so for those of you who are interested in getting it, right? So right now you will receive a feedback form from us tomorrow, which is technically a day after hold on, let me just show this. Hold on, let me just get rid of this. Okay. All right, I am gonna share my screen right now for this one. So you can see exactly the details on how to get your e-certificate sharing. So over here, I think you can see it, all right? You can see right over here. Let's get right over here. Okay, so basically, please check your email inbox. So one day after today's webinar. So today is the 26th of June. So tomorrow on the 27th, you will get an email from us and you're supposed to fill up the feedback form. So in the feedback form at the last section, they will ask whether or not you want an e-certificate. So if you do want it, so you have to fill up your details. You have to give your name because your name will be shown on the certificate. And we will provide e-certificates with a minimum of RM1 donation, just a minimum. And when you have made the donation to Cancer Research Malaysia, our QR code and also bank details will be provided in the form. So you attach that to the donation, you submit the form, and then you will receive your e-certificate within 30 days. And if you have any other questions about e-certificates, or if you haven't received it after 30 days, feel free to reach out to us, email us via the email that I've provided below here. So it's de-comms@cancerresearch.my. So keep this in mind. You're free to take out your phones right now and take a picture of this document. So that's essentially all on my side for the e-certificate. I hope you're all clear about this. Yeah, because this is actually a new thing that we're working on. So I understand that some people can be confused on how things work. But that's essentially it for today. So, all right, so that's actually the conclusion for today's webinar, featuring San Jiun and also her talking about cancer immunotherapy. So again, San Jiun, thank you so much. You
Thank you
have
so much.
been a very wonderful person, and thank you to you. I'm sure that many have learned a lot from you today.
Mhm.
So hopefully, yes, as you've said, you can go on and spread awareness about cancer immunotherapy and its benefits, and hopefully next time it would actually make it into the mainstream of our Malaysian healthcare system. And well, that's essentially it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you all
Amanda.
for attending. So we are also hosting more webinars in the next month and the month after. We do it every month. And so keep an eye out on our social media accounts. So we are there on LinkedIn, we're there on Instagram and Facebook. So if you want to know more, just find us, just give us a quick Google and you'll be able to find information about us. So once again, thank you so much, everyone. And I will end the webinar now. So goodbye and thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.